Welcome to the NAIA Football National Championship Selection Show presented by STM Charters. In just a few moments, we will reveal all of the qualifiers and the matchups for the 68th Annual NAIA Football National Championship Series, beginning with first round play on November 18th at 4 sites around the nation. 20 teams will enter FCS play as the field will compete to make it to the NAIA Football National Championship game in Durham, North Carolina on Monday, December 18th. The battle for the Red Banner begins now. There are two primary ways that a team can qualify for the Football Championship Series field: by receiving either an automatic bid or an at-large bid into the playoffs. Conference champions from each league or division with at least 6 institutions will receive an automatic berth into the field. The remaining berths not occupied by an automatic berth are determined by the NAIA Football National Selection Committee, comprised of NAIA head coaches and administrators from around the country. Now, let's take a look at the top 12 teams. Here are the top 12 seeds in this year's NAIA Football Championship Series. These 12 teams will have a first-round bye and advance to the second round of the FCS. The number 1 overall seed are the Red Raiders of Northwestern. The team from Orange City, Iowa will enter the championship series with an unbeaten record of 11-0 after winning the GPAC championship. The Red Raiders have one of the top offenses in the country, averaging 41 points per game and 461 yards in total offense. The second seed in the postseason are the Vikings of Grandview. The Vikings won their 5th consecutive Heart North Division title and will enter the postseason with an overall record of 10-0. The Vikings are averaging 44 points per game and nearly 245 yards passing per contest this season. The third seed are the Seahawks of Kaiser. The Seahawks claim the Sun Conference title with an overall record of 8-2 as they enter postseason play. The Seahawks have a high-powered offense that has scored 41 points per game, as they are also averaging 387 yards in total offense. The number 4 seed are the Tigers of Georgetown. The team from Georgetown, Kentucky enters the championship with an overall record of 8-1 after winning the Mid-South Conference title. The Tigers hang their hats on their defense as they have only allowed an average of 12 points per game and less than 100 yards of rushing per contest. The Knights of Marion are the series' 5th seed and will join the fray with an overall record of 9-1 after clinching an at-large berth into the field. The Knights' offense is averaging 401 yards per game while holding their opponents to only 15 points per contest. The 6th seed are the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan. The Wildcats joined the championship field with an overall record of 9-1 after claiming an automatic berth out of the Mid-States Football Association Mid-East League. The Wildcats' offense is averaging 433 yards per game and over 35 points per contest. The Wildcats of Bethel enter postseason play as the 7th seed with an overall record of 10-1 with an at-large berth out of the Mid-South Conference. The Wildcats are averaging 45 points per game and over 450 yards in total offense. The number 8 seed will be the Bulldogs of Montana Western, who won the Frontier Conference with an overall record of 9-1. Their offense is gaining over 465 yards per game, while their defense is allowing only 76 rushing yards per contest. The first 8 seeds will not only receive a first-round bye, but they will also be awarded host sites for second-round action. The Valor of Evangel will be the 9th seed and comes into the National Championship Series with an overall record of 11-0 and was the champion of the KCAC Kessinger Division. The Valor offensively is averaging 31 points per game while gaining over 419 yards per contest. The number 10 seed will be the Mustangs of Morningside. The Mustangs earned an at-large berth out of the GPAC with an overall record of 9-2. The Mustangs' offense has averaged 426 yards per game, while their defense has allowed just under 17 points per contest. The Yotes of the College of Idaho out of the Frontier Conference will be the championship's 11th seed and will enter the postseason action with an overall record of 8-2. The Yotes offense is averaging 40 points per game this season. The number 12 seed will be the Cougars of St. Xavier. The Cougars earned their spot as the champion of the Mid-States Football Association Midwest League. St. Xavier finished the season with an overall mark of 7-3 and have seen their offense account for an average of 329 yards of offense per game this season. When we come back, we will reveal the rest of the field and the first round matchup.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. The First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
Welcome to The Deal, a podcast dedicated to maximizing name, image, and likeness opportunities. You'll hear from student athletes, coaches, and athletic administrators on how NIL partnerships can impact individuals and the schools they attend. It all comes down to making the best deal.
Welcome back. We now move on to the first round matchups that will take place on Saturday, November 18th. Our first matchup for the first round will see the Eagles of Reinhardt head to Miami Gardens, Florida to take on the Bobcats of St. Thomas. The Eagles were the Appalachian Athletic Conference champions with an overall record of 8-2. The Bobcats joined the field with an at-large berth out of the Sun Conference with an overall mark of 8-3. Our next matchup features the Blue Hawks of Dickinson State as they head to Butte, Montana to take on the Diggers of Montana Tech. The Diggers grabbed an at-large berth out of the Frontier Conference with an overall mark of 7-3. The Blue Hawks were the champions in the North Star and will carry a 9-1 overall record into the contest. Our third first-round contest will see the Braves of Ottawa head to Sioux Center, Iowa to take on the Defenders of Dordt. The Braves won the KCAC Bissell Division with an overall record of 6-5 on the year. The Defenders grabbed an at-large berth out of the G-Pack with an overall mark of 8-2. Our final first-round contest will be the Wildcats of Louisiana Christian taking on the Wildcats of Baker in Baldwin City, Kansas. Baker enters the postseason with an overall record of 8-2 after receiving the automatic qualifier from the Heart of America South. The Wildcats joined the national field after claiming the Sooner Athletic Conference automatic qualifier with an overall mark of 9-1. Let's take one more look at the championship field. The 68th annual NAIA Football Championship Series gets started on November 18th at 4 sites throughout the nation, culminating with the NAIA Football National Championship game on Monday, December 18th at Durham County Memorial Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. Catch all the action in the National Championship game on ESPN3. Thanks for watching, and good luck to all of our qualifiers.